The stock market is currently gapping up during extended hours trading session. Within tonight's analysis, I'm going to be explaining to you how to determine if it's going to be a gap and go for a strong bullish breakout to nearly all-time highs, and then if that occurs, how to determine when the market is going to pull back so you could take advantage of the short-term reversal. One thing I want you to understand is as long as the SPY is breaking above 684 and maintaining this gap up, ideally maintaining above 683, we will be on track for a strong breakout, then a potential drop towards our key resistance level zone that I'll be showing you within this analysis, then another bullish recovery into this week. Based off of what I'm seeing on the weekly chart is now, as long as we break above 684 and we hold above 683, we will be on track for an overall strong, bullish, trending breakout week where you're going to want to be buying the dips at our key levels of break and retest, which was also disclosed on Sunday's analysis, where I'd explained to you how we were planning to buy call options at 678, also at 680. We ended up buying call options at both of those levels, absolutely crushing it multiple times on SPY calls. With that being said, market's literally at a key critical make or break point, and it's at the point where if we get this break above 684 and maintain 683, we will be riding calls once again, and then I'll explain to you the key levels of interest where the market's going to try to pull back, and then the key levels on where to buy the dip after it pulls back, and the key levels on where to go short for the reversal, and also how to determine a break of trend. So let's get straight into how to trade the best setups at the best prices. Let's get into the analysis. So what you need to understand is this. Based off of the weekly chart pattern, all we need to see is a break above 684, and then we just need to hold above 683. That's literally it. We need to maintain above this zone. So I'm going to draw this zone heading into tomorrow. This is what you need to be aware of. This is going to be the zone. 684, this is going to be your resistance. Now, in terms of your support, this is your make or break support where the SPY really needs to hold above, right? So it's going to be at 682 to 682.50, right? So this is your support zone. This is your resistance zone. So heading into tomorrow for a strong bullish breakout to nearly new all-time highs, we need to break above this zone. The key is to break above this zone and hold above this zone. Now, what's more important? In this particular situation, what's going to be more important is the breakout. Basically, I mean, you could see how the SPY's been faking out at 684, faking out at 683, faking out at 683.60, right? Lots of pullbacks, right? I believe the market is at a point where if we do get the clean break above 684, you're just going to want to go long. And the least likely outcome would be that it's not going to be a fake out and it's going to have a nice little strong breakout into that 687 overall range. So the first overall game plan is going to be to buy the breakout, right? Buy the breakout above 684. If we break above 684, go long, profit target 2 to 3 points plus, set profit stops, get stopped out for overall profits, right? If you see a break above this level, you're going to want to buy calls. If you see a break and retest at this overall level with bullish 30-minute candlestick confirmations, you're going to want to buy calls. And in terms of where you would be riding this up to, you'd be riding this up to in terms of the short term for the micro price action for the overall day trading opportunity. Going to zoom out and I'm going to walk you through this overall price range, right? These would be your profit targets. So these are breakdown and retest levels along with key resistance levels. This is where you'd be locking in some gains. This is where the market is going to try to pull back. I'm also seeing confirmations on the overall SPY, with the overall chart analysis that I did on the daily chart analysis here, that as long as we're maintaining this gap up, you need to be aware that the SPY might attempt to go back down to fill the gap and then reverse, and it might attempt to crash some point as it's gapping and going. If it goes above 684, it's going to attempt to crash at some point. Now, in terms of that overall crash zone, if it breaks above 684, then it's going to try to crash in between these levels, 687 to 689, which are take profit zones, right? So if you're seeing the market react, if you see the market breaks above 684, and then you see it's reacting bearish in between this zone, you can try a scalp on puts. If SPY's reacting bearish right here, breaking down, retesting, forming lower highs of the zone. Try the puts for the reversal. Just understand, SPY will attempt to fill this gap within time. Likely this week. We'll have to see. But there's currently a gap at 681.53, and I am seeing signals where it is going to attempt to fill the gap below. And then if it reacts bullish at this gap, we'll be looking for reversal confirmations for a dip buying opportunity potentially on calls, but we're going to need the best confirmations. So in terms of where we're at in the market, and what I want you to understand is, if we break above 684, you're going to want to go long on SPY calls. When we hit this overall zone in between 687 to all-time highs, 690, if the SPY is reacting bearish in between that zone, or even better at the higher level on the day it gaps up, heading into tomorrow, then you're going to want to be trying puts for a reversal. And just understand, at some point, especially this week, SPY is going to attempt to drop back down to fill the gap. So if it fakes out at 684 and we can't break above, it drops back down to fill the gap. You could try scalp on puts. Be extremely careful doing that. I'm really only leaning on puts towards this like 688 to 689 to 690 zone with the best confirmations. Ideally, wait for the market to show signs of a reversal, wait for it to pull back, wait for some lower highs, wait for some red bearish 30-minute candle confirmations, then get in on an overall breakdown retest rather than trying to catch the overall top. I just want to bring some awareness to that because you know I'm seeing strong signals that we're going to get the break above 684 for a nice play on calls. And then I'm also seeing strong signals where the SPY is going to attempt to reverse at some point, whether that's at 684 or more likely and even better, the most likely outcome, whether it's between 688 to 690, going to try to reverse back down to fill that gap below. So, in terms of what I would prefer to happen, I would prefer that we get the clean break at 684, and if not, then it drops back down, and then I buy calls at the 681.53 gap close reversal level rather than buying calls at 684 first because it's reacting bearish to faking out if it does that, right? And if we're getting this gap up and it just keeps going above 684, obviously I'll be in on calls. But in that particular situation, I would then look for puts at the higher zone, 689 to 690 for a gap reversal where it reverses to fill the gap below. It reverses to fill the gap below, right? So just to understand, the most likely outcomes are if we break above 684, we go to this higher range, you're going to want to be out on calls. If we do break above 684 and we hit the higher range, it's going to try to drop back down to fill the gap below. If we can't break above 684, it's going to try to drop back down to fill the gap below. Then, instead of buying calls at 684, because it didn't break out, if that didn't happen, you buy calls at 681.53. So the game plan is very, very simple. If market breaks above 684, reacts bullish, buy calls. If it does not, you can try puts. Would not recommend it though. Be extremely careful if you're trying puts at 684. Bears are going to get squeezed into the oblivion if it breaks above 684. Then you're going to want puts. Then you're going to want puts in between 688 to 690. Wait for signs of reversal instead of shorting an exact top. Right. This is the easiest way to trade this. Break above 684. Buy calls. If it's reacting bearish, do nothing. If you want, try puts. You got to be professional to consider that, not at 100% at the best level. And puts have already worked several times in market showing signals of a breakout. But if it does react bearish at 684, then we drop back down to fill the gap. And that's where I'm interested in calls. So, best things you can do. Buy calls if it breaks above 684. If it reacts bearish, buy calls at 681.53, gap close reversal. If you want to try to push yourself and market's reacting bearish and you want to go against the most likely outcomes, you could try puts at 684 only if it reacts bearish and maintains resistance and forms lower highs. If it breaks above, the bears are going to get squeezed into oblivion for the short term being, and you're all going to want to be in on calls, right? The two main ideas that I'm really focused on here, I just want to go long above 684 and go long at 681.53. Those are my two main trade ideas. The least likely idea that I end up trading is if the market reacts bearish at 684 and I try a put. Likely not going to do that. But if it reacts bearish, I might consider it. It depends on the confirmations. If I'm getting the best confirmations, I'll consider it. But what I'm telling you is the most likely outcomes and the easiest things you can really do. If it breaks above 684, you go long. If it goes to 681.50, you go long. If we're gapping up as we are, and it hits 688, 689, 690, look for signs of a reversal, look for the lower highs, look for the bearish 30-minute candles confirmations, go short, right? So short zone, breakout zone, dip buying zone, gap close reversal. So your three best levels to be trading at heading into tomorrow. This is where you need to be making your trades. 681.53 gap close reversal. 684 make or break level. If it breaks out, buy calls. If it reacts bearish, be cautious with puts. The reason why I say that is all we need is a clean breakout at 684, and it should be that situation where if we just break above 684 instead of these fake outs and sell-offs, it should finally just break out. The time should be now, right? So just understand the market's in literally key critical make or break condition. All it's going to take is a break above 684 to send this to new all-time highs this week. And then if not, we drop back down to the make or break support level, right? So your make or break resistance level is here, clean breakout. We're going to buy calls, which is something we rarely do. We rarely buy calls on a clean breakout. We usually wait for a break and retest. But in terms of this situation, if you want, you could just buy on a clean breakout just to push above 684. You can try, or you can wait for a break and retest. And that retest with bullish 30-minute candles to confirmation could be at a slightly higher level if you're waiting for a break and retest, or if you want to make two trades out of that. One clean breakout, one wait for the break and the retest at a higher level or at the same level, 684 or 685. One go above 685 or 684.50, right? That's how you play this, man. So if you want more of a confirmation, wait for it to go to like 685, small pullback, higher support, buy calls, right? If you want to get on the clean break, 684, and you can make multiple trades out of these ideas with options. And that's what we'll do. We're going to capture every strike and every idea. If we see a clean breakout, we'll get another clean breakout. If we see a break and retest, we'll buy another strike. Boom, 2 wins, right? If we see signs of a reversal right here, we'll buy puts. If you see signs of a reversal at 684 and fake outs, be cautious with puts, but don't get it on calls. If you see bullish confirmations at the dip at 681.53, buy calls. So 681.53, make or break support, very interested in calls. 684, make or break resistance. It's a clean break level approved where you can just buy calls above 684. And then if you like, you can also use the break and retest strategy, right? If you want more of a confirmation, just use the break and retest strategy. Trend reversal zone right here, 688 to 690 trend reversal overall zone, right? Now, we need to discuss the, least likely outcome, which is market flips bearish and it sells off hard, right? Based off the weekly chart pattern that I was explaining to you guys in Sunday's analysis, it's showing that all we need is a break above 684 for a crazy bullish week. And this daily candlestick is very, very bullish if the market gaps up. So what I want you to understand is this is a red trend reversal candlestick. When SPY forms this red trend reversal candlestick, and if it gaps up and we're breaking above 684, it's going to be a strong bullish day where the bears are going to get squeezed into oblivion. Then it's going to come crashing back down. But now I need to show you the other side. So if the market's not really gapping up, if it's kind of flatlining or having a small gap up and it goes below 681, that's when the bulls are in trouble and a massive sell-off can occur, right? So all we really need to do is just hold above 681.50, but just really break above 684. It's not even about holding at this point. It's really just about breaking above 684. But yes, the Bulls need to hold above 681.50 to have that shot of this bullish, strong breakout, new all-time high week. If we maintain above 681.50 and we break above 684, we're getting those new all-time highs. If we're maintaining above 681.50, all we're doing is looking for opportunities on calls at break and retest levels 682, 683, 684, riding it up, right? And then there is a put zone that you got to be extremely careful on, 688 to 690, right? But just to understand, I need to show you the inverse of what can happen. So if we top at 684 and the market goes below like 681, but ideally more 680. I would say more 680. Let's just put it this way. If you want to see a crazy sell off where the SPY gets absolutely wrecked and puts are going to print at these current support levels you can see right now, we're towards the higher end of the channel. The support, the lower end of the channel is right here at 679, 678, right? So point being is SPY has a gap to fill right here at 675. There's a gap to fill at 675. And you're probably wondering when is this gap going to fill? What would need to happen for the SPY to flip super bearish, right? It needs to go below 680. It needs to go below 680. It needs to go below 680, break down, retest, go below 680. So look at his trend reversal. Look at his trend reversal. If SPY gaps up, breaks above 684, gap and go, extremely bullish. Just understand, if it does break above 684 with a gap up, it's a 50-50 where it can come crashing back down. I am seeing signals where it can come crashing back down to fill the gap. And then once it fills the gap, if it reverses and reacts bullish, we'll be in on calls again. But just be aware and be a little bit cautious if it's gapping up and we're breaking up 684. At some point, it could reverse and it could crash back down to either 684, break and retest, or to the gap at 681.50, which is why I strongly recommend you lock in profits in the higher put zone, right? So for shit hit to for shit to hit the fan, for me to really want to buy puts at support, market needs to go below 680. If we go below 680, we're reacting bearish. We're not really having this gap up. I'm interested in puts, right? As you can see, once it takes out the low of this wick, massive sell-off, right? So if we could take out 680 and go under, I'd be interested in puts at support. Do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely fucking not. But we trade what we see, not necessarily what it is that we're thinking in advance, right? But basically, man, the most likely outcome is it's a gap and go. It breaks above 684. And then, like I said, it's 50-50 in terms of continuation. It should try to get to here, but at some point, it could potentially reverse and crash back down. And when it does that, you're gonna want to buy calls on the oversold dip again. Make sure you're using profit stops because basically what I'm telling you is if this gaps up and breaks above 684, it's a 50-50 in terms of a strong close or not. Right now, it's lacking confirmations if it's going to close strong or not, meaning it's signaling if it gets to this zone after breaking out above 684, it's a 50-50 whether it closes strong in the zone or it sells back off to fill the gap, right? Once the market progresses and forms the strategies, the confirmations, we'll have a better understanding on what it's going to be. Right now, it's lacking some of that. But there is a clear signal where if we do break above 684, we should ride calls and we should take profits and then wait for the next trade, right? So it's as simple as that. You want to buy puts at support, wait for the market to go below 680. In the meantime, I'd suggest you stay away from puts until we get to 688 to 690. And you should understand that the market will try to drop first in this zone, and it could potentially have a reversal after breaking above 684 and in bulls locking in gains. It could potentially reverse back down to fill the gap. But later into this week, even if that occurs, it's going to attempt to close bullish. So just understand, as long as we hold above 681.50 and as long as we break above 684, the main plays this week are going to be calls on oversold dip buying opportunities and then a quick trade on the first time the SPY test in between this zone with red bearish 30-minute candles confirmations, right? So that's your main trade. You're only buying puts if it goes below 680. In the meantime, ideally wait for the higher zone, wait for strong signals of reversal, wait for breakdown recess, wait for lower highs, wait for it to already start to pull back a little bit, right? In the meantime, with this crunch, break above 684 calls. If it goes back to 681.50, calls as well, right? For shit to hit the fan at support, all we need is a crack below 680. We go below 680, market drops to 675, calls at 675 for gap close reversal, calls at 670 for a strong break and retest level. Those are strong levels for calls, right? So that's where we're at within this market. It's literally at make or break. In terms of the signals and most likely outcomes, this is what it looks like to me. If you just take a look here, look at how the 30-minute chart looks right here. You see the slope up, the slope down, spike up, spike down, gap up, gap up. Oh, morning breakout, gap and go, morning breakout, boom, sells back off, right? Your most likely outcome is something like that. You get a nice breakout and then it comes back down. and then it reverses again to close strong into the week, right? And in terms of where those reversals would trigger, 68150. Also, 678. Very, very strong support. Interesting calls. 675, our best level for calls, right? So I'm going to show you this mirror. This is very important. Take a look. Slope, slope, spike, spike, breakout, breakout, crash, bullish recovery, right? So take a look. Slope, gap close reversal, 683. These are the levels where I told you to buy calls. I told you to buy calls right here. We didn't hit this level. Told you to buy calls right here, exact lows. Told you to buy calls right here, exact lows. Exact lows here, exact lows here, break and retest. If you're red, trading's not for you. Every level I've given you was to buy calls. The market bottomed at the levels to buy calls. The market had bullish confirmations at calls. SPY filled the gap like I said it would. SPY reversed the gap. Like I said, once it tries to fill the gap, it's going to attempt to pull back first, pull back first, pull back second, make or fucking break. If you're red, trading's not for you. My group is going green so fucking much. We're getting banned for going so fucking green because YouTube and these stupid AI fucking bots can't comprehend the amount of fucking gains that we have. I'm not even going to show our fucking gains because they're going to be like, dude, this is not real. These are not real gains. This is exaggerated. This is a scam. Like, I'm not even going to show the fucking gains. So, with that being said, you need to understand that that's the current most likely outcome, and that's the pattern. Is that simple, man? Is that fucking simple? The slope, the slope, the spike, spike, breakout, pull back at some point, right? The slope, spike, spike, breakout above 684. Then we pull back at some point, 689, 690, right? Market drops. And then we have our buy zones for our oversold levels. 680, 150 is a good oversold level for calls. It's not the best. Your best levels are sitting at 678. Lots of extended hours support. Your true best level is at 675. This is the only level that I told you about calls that was not tested. You know, I drew out three zones. The first zone didn't hit. The second zone hit. The third zone hit. And these were the levels for calls. I told you to stay the fuck away from puts unless it fills the gap, and you can see confirmations on puts, right? Literally gap close reversal, exact peak, strategy worked out, fucking flawless, break and retest. But anyways, man, look at all the confirmations for calls at our zone. This was a call zone, red, green, bullish engulfing reversal, trend reversal wick right here, green, red, green, bullish confirmation, green, red, green, bullish confirmation, break and retest, green, double red, green, every confirmation, green, red, green, every confirmation at our levels. Told you 680 was clear break and retest. Green, red, green, wick, break and retest. Dude, you think it's by accident? I had two massive wins on calls today, and then I did the same thing on Monday. I had two wins in a row on calls on Monday as well. My first two trades, literally just crushing it on calls. This week the YOLOs during power hour haven't been working out as well, but that's cool because YOLOs are just small risk of like 20 to 30% of your profits, and all of the trades in the beginning, you know, we're starting off massive wins. My trades personally. So we've been crushing it. The levels have been crushing it. The game plans have been crushing it. If you use the game plan, you should be green because the buying opportunities were there, and the only reason to buy puts was towards the gap, which was the exact peak. So if you bought puts at the levels to buy calls and didn't listen to me, you'd be red. If you try to put at the gap, said I was going to try to pull back first, you'd be green. If you try calls at the levels to buy calls that I said, you'd be green. So everyone who watched that video should be green. Everybody who watches this video should be green if you implement the, you know, information properly with the 30-minute candlestick confirmations, right? Losing remains a personal choice. This was a buy zone for calls, exact lows. This was a buy zone for calls, exact lows. We have many traders who trade futures, you know, who trade ES, who trade NQ. They do all this during extended hours. They print like fucking crazy. If you went short at the levels for calls, you got crushed. If you try to put towards the 683 gap close reversal, you got at the exact peak on puts, right? It works until it doesn't. This is now the third time. Break above 684, it's game over for fucking Bears, and then I'll pull back at some point towards 688 plus. We'll see. But that's the most likely outcome. That's where we're currently at. I mean, if you just look how this like curls up, curls up, curls up, curls up, curls up, curls up. It's signaling, if you look at these waves, right? You ride the waves, you ride these curls, you ride the waves, you ride these curls. It's signaling breakout, breakout, breakout. So all we need is that push above 684. I'd encourage you to really focus on November 19th, November 20th, November 24th, November 25th, November 26th. Focus on those dates for the mirror, for the reflection, for tomorrow's trading. Those are the clearest patterns that I'm signaling of this breakout. You know what to do, man. So levels for tomorrow: 690, 688 zone, 684 make or break resist. So just to go over this very, very quickly, these are the final levels heading into tomorrow, right? So just understand, this is a price ladder. If one of the levels reacts bullish, it goes up to the next level. If one of the levels reacts bearish, it goes down to the next level. Trade the ladder. Don't trade it blindly. Use confirmations. You can use the information I given you in this video. You can use the most likely outcomes. You can use the least likely outcomes. But at the end of the day, you got to trade what you see and use the confirmations properly. Trade this as a price ladder, and you can also back it with confirmations of the information that I provided you with the most likely outcomes, right? We have a most likely outcome. We have certain strategies, but we need confirmations, and we need to understand this is a price ladder at the end of the day. But we have added on strategies and confirmations and levels of interest for calls and levels of interest for puts, right? So 690, 688, 687 mid, 680, 84, 681.50, 678, 675, right? So those are your main levels. In terms of these levels and what to look for, this is a put zone, right? This is a breakout zone, a make or break breakout zone. Break above, clean break by calls, fakes out. You could try puts. Got to be a professional. Be extremely careful with puts. Like I said, at this point in time, I'd much rather recommend puts if we have a big sell off below 680. In the meantime, I would say look for the call opportunities. We get the clean break above 684, or we get the nice bullish confirmations at 681.50. Look to buy calls, ride this up, then look for some put opportunities at the higher levels above 688, right? Basically, what I would recommend beginners, I'd only consider puts if we go below 680, right? And even then, you got to be careful because there's just so much fucking support at 679. It's tough. It's very tough to be a bear right now. Um, the only shots they have is the 684 make or break resistance again and the 689. But if we fake out at 684 and market just keeps holding 681.50, starts forming higher support, the bears have lost all their shots, and they will get squeezed into oblivion as long as the market stays above 681.50. And as long as we're holding above that, there's really no reasons for puts unless you just try to quick make or break trade. And even if you try that, a clean break above 684, they're going to get squeezed into fucking oblivion. Safest way to play puts is a drop below 680 if you're looking for the support breakdown retest, or a new resistance zone towards all-time highs. That's the safest way, right? Just understand, the stock market is considered very, very bullish heading into this week. And when the market is very, very bullish heading into this week, we buy calls on dips using the break and retest strategy, and we look for breakout opportunities as well. Break and retest at higher levels, right? With 30-minute candlestick confirmations. So just understand, the market is considered overall bullish, a strong bullish close this week, as long as we hold above 681.50. As long as we hold above 681.50, you're going to want to be focused on calls at our levels, which would be 681.50, 683.84 zone, 684 clean breakout, and then you could try to put towards the upper levels, right? For shit to hit the fan, for market to sell off hard, it needs to go below 680. So that is the price ladder. I've given you most likely outcomes at the ladder. Like I said, key information at the ladder: break above 684, hit calls. If it fails to break above 684, it's make or break. It's sloppy. It's choppy. It's going to try to come crashing back down to fill the gap at 681.50. If we start to show signs of reversal at 681.50, I'm buying calls at 681.50. If we go below 680, market's going to try to sell off. Look for puts. If we hit 689, 690, market reacts bearish. Look for puts. If market gaps up, it's going to attempt 50-50 shot to have a reversal to come back down and fill the gap below. So look for opportunities for puts. That opportunity for puts that I'm speaking of is either going to be at 684 to 685 or the higher level. So just understand, as of now, the market is signaling it's due for the breakout, but it could potentially see a drop as well to fill the gap below, right? So it's like a double-edged sword. So you got to know what to look for and know how to play it. That's where it gets more advanced, and part of that just comes with time, waiting for the chart to develop, waiting for the right confirmations of break and retest or breakdown and retest. But just understand, man, you need to pay attention to reversal confirmations. If the market's trending up and it's showing signals of a reversal, it's either going to happen at 684 to 685 or 690. So this gap is going to really try to fill this week. Once it fills, swing trade opportunities on calls for sure. There's going to be swing trade opportunities on calls. But the point being is, when market gaps up, clean break above 684, go long. If it drops back to 681.50, look for longs. And if it does gap up, at some point it's going to reverse, and it's either going to reverse at 685 to 684 or 688 to 690. I would encourage and focus more on the higher zone. So that is our game plan. In terms of trading, it's never been as this simple and as this easy. It's been very, very simple. Very simple week, very simple chart, very simple pattern. The pattern is literally this. Just envision this daily candlestick right here. If the market gaps up, that's very bullish. And the SPY is going to try to overall be strong bullish. This trend reversal right here with a gap up and a break above 684, you will want to be buying calls. Focus on calls, focus on calls, focus on calls. Buy the fucking calls. This right here is a bullish gap and go. Yes, there is a possibility that the SPY can drop back down to fill the gap below if it does gap up and breaks above 684. But at first, it should have a very strong breakout. And you're going to set profit stops so you don't go green to red and get stopped out for profit instead of using a stop loss and going green to red and getting stopped out for a loss, right? So that's what the market's signaling. It's signaling just a gap up and a break above 684, very, very bullish. And then the inverse, the flip side is if it gaps up, fakes out at 684, then it's going to try to bottom at 681.53. You could buy calls, but for shit to hit the fan and for the week to go from bullish to bearish and very, very bearish, all we need is a crack below 680. So for all you motherfuckers who want puts, if it goes below 680, then have your party on puts at 680. In the meantime, y'all's gonna be getting wrecked. They could have a short little win right here, but overall, man, I'd suggest you, like I said earlier, if you watch the game plan, I literally said, stay away from puts. Stay away from puts. Buy the dip. These are the levels. Remember these levels? These were our levels for calls right here. You see this? This is the bottom. This is the bottom during extended hours. That's why I told you to buy calls. This right here, you see this? This was the bottom the next day. Do you understand? I gave you 3 zones for calls. This zone didn't hit. So when it does hit, we're going to fucking hit it, and we're going to make a fuck ton of money hitting it. We're going to make so much money that YouTube is going to say we're exaggerating on how much money we make. So, I figured the best thing I could do, I'm just not going to show them anything. I can't exaggerate if I don't show anything. I'm just not going to show them any fucking thing. I mean, like, dude, we don't even show any fucking thing. We're not exaggerating wins. We don't even show the fucking wins. You want to see the wins? They're all in the group. It's unlimited fucking winning. So, anyways, this was the buy zone. I told you to buy calls. Extended hours, real money futures, prop money future, prop firm money futures, buy calls, buy calls. Wow. I listened to William. I banked, I made profit, I bought the calls, right? Shout out to everyone who went green. Green, red, green, break and retest, all bullish, market explodes, right? This was the higher zone. I told you if the market breaks above 680, wait for it to go back down to 680, buy calls. Remember I told you to do that? Look, it fucking works. Green, red, green, it fucking works. Green, double red, green, it all fucking works, right? So, everyone should be green. Everybody should be green. Everybody should be printing. Nobody should be red. Everybody should be green. And everybody should be printing. That's how life should be. If your life isn't that and you're not going green at the speed of light, maybe trading is just not for you. Because we are green every single day. Every single day we are green. We are green so much. I don't even think we could disclose on how fucking green we are because they're not going to believe it. They're not going to believe on how fucking green we are. And they're going to say, oh, it's exaggerating gains, exaggerating gains, scams, blah, blah, whatever the fuck, right? So that's what we do. Told you to buy calls here. It was exact lows. Told you to buy calls here. Exact lows. I would hope to believe that everybody's green doing that. And if you want to gain access to our real-time trades and our real-time zero-day option trading alert system, it's the first link down below within the description. I don't want to go all over this and show too much, man. I mean, at this point in time, it's just like, dude, one little thing I say, YouTube's literally just gonna ban the whole fucking thing. So yeah, just know it's unlimited winning, it's unlimited printing, and You gain access to a far out of the money 0 day option system where you can trade with us in real time and experience our real time trades, right? So is the first thing down below with an description if you want to win and if you want to print at the speed of light. Wow, that's phenomenal, man. Members are absolutely crushing at $11,000 at the speed of light, $21,000. Um, yeah, looks good. Looks like unlimited winning. Yeah, unlimited winning, unlimited prep, $14,000. So yeah, I mean this is what we do. $7,000. Just just unlimited printing, limited winning, nonstop, 6 for 9, 2 for 2, 100% success rate. Oh, let's see. Did I use my game plan today? Did I use the video that I posted? Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, here we go. It's all part of the game plan. Oh shit. Let's go to the game plan. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so these were the trades. 681 calls at 60 cents. Those went up a fuck ton. Sold them for 100%. That was my second trade. This was my first trade. 681 calls. Bought those out of the money. Game plan said if the market breaks above 680 and it drops back down, we're gonna buy calls. So I used my game plan and I bought the calls at 114 cents. Ended up selling them at 170 cents. Then I used the game plan again when the market dropped back down to that dip. Shout out to the you see the time. That's that's that California. That's that Hollywood Hills time. Yeah, guys, you can see the time zones have flipped. I'm on the Hollywood Hills time. By the time I post this video, it's gonna be fucking 2 a.m. on fucking East Coast. I'm like, dude, it's only fucking 10 o'clock here. I'm like, dude, 9:20. This was at 12:23. People are gonna say, oh, it's not. It's like, no, this is West Coast. We're on the West. We're on the West time. We're on the Hollywood Hills time. I traveled back in time. I went back to the future, and what I did was I went to the Hollywood Hills time. I went to the Hollywood Hills time. So yeah, life is amazing, guys. I would strongly recommend that you join the group. It's just there's just so much winning. We're on the verge of getting banned for too big. We're on the verge of just getting banned for being too big. I promise you, it's not the swearing. They don't care if I swear. I have a million videos where I say a million fucks. They don't give a fuck about the swearing. It's not the swearing, guys. It's the gains. They're highly concerned about our gains. It's against YouTube's terms and conditions to win this big. That's really the problem. The problem is in their terms and conditions, they have limits to like how big you can win. And in terms of our wins, it's like it's not only maximum gains of out of this world, but it's unlimited. So it's unlimited. So it's like amplified. It breaks their terms and conditions. We win so big that it broke the terms and conditions. That's one of the reasons on why they're trying to ban us. It's because of the winning. We're just winning too fucking big and we're winning too fucking much. So it's like so out of this fucking world compared to everyone else, just like we're shitting on all these hoes. So like it's getting to a point I don't even know if we could show the wins, dude. I don't even know if we could show this. Like I gotta be careful of what I say or what I show. If I don't want to get banned, like shit's fucking crazy. So any fucking ways. Um, Losing's a personal fucking choice. If you are red, trading's not for you. We're green every single fucking day. And I would strongly recommend you join the group. There's no reason on why you shouldn't. I told you to buy calls and it was the exact lows. So YouTube can go fuck itself. And yeah, with that being said, I'm signing off. And I like to believe that everyone who used the game plan is green. I'd also like to believe everyone who inversed it is red. It's as simple as that. Um, Losing's a personal choice. We're green every single day. The wins are so big we can't disclose on how much we're winning. Um, so yeah, it is what it fucking is, guys. Is the first link down below in the description if you want to get access to a real-time 0 day options train alert system. It's unlimited winning, it's unlimited big winning, it's unlimited big fucking printing. It's just nonstop winning, dude. It's unlimited winning, unlimited printing. It's just so much winning. It's so much printing. My time zone switched to the Hollywood Hills. It switched to the Hollywood Hills time. So yeah, shout out to everyone. Shout out to Team Roar. Shout out to every fucking one, man. Life is amazing, guys. You guys need to enjoy life. It's amazing. This is amazing life. Everything's fucking amazing. Life's amazing. Wow. This is really it. We're doing it. We're winning 24 fucking 7, guys. It's the first link down below with the description. Um yeah, I would encourage that you guys join the group because you're gonna love it. and you're gonna print. You're gonna love it so much, you're not even gonna believe on how big the wins are and how much consistency there is in this group, man. There's nothing like it, man. It's the first link down below, within the description. This is all we do is win. You could see, look at this. Look, guys. I'm trading options before the market's open. No, no, guys. I'm on the west. This is the west time. This is the Hollywood Hills time. Um, you can trade if you want to trade options at 9 a.m. before the market opens. You can do that here. You can do that here. You could trade options at 6:30 a.m. You guys want to trade options at 6:30 a.m.? You can come here at 6:30 a.m. You could trade options. Then you could take a jet to the East Coast, and then you could trade options there too. You guys can do it all. You can experience it all. It's an amazing world, guys. It's an amazing life. It's an amazing world. It's the first link down below in the description if you want to make a fuck ton of money. Because I could tell you, man, oh my gosh, dude, all we're doing is just fucking printing non fucking stop, dude. I'm sitting here saying, like, dude, we're gonna print 24 fucking 7. Like, man, when they ban us and shit like this, we take that shit very personal. It's like, dude, if they take out the channel and shit hits like that, I'm like, dude, we're gonna trade it up 24 fucking 7. How else are we gonna make money? We gotta trade. So guys, we're in that trade mode, man. We're locked in. We're in that trade mode. We're in that trading fucking zone. Results are at all-time fucking highs. Everyone loves the fucking group. It's got 5 fucking stars. It's on WAP, top option groups, WAP.com. Everybody fucking loves it except YouTube. They don't like our winning. It is what it is. But yeah, it's the first thing down below within the description. You can absolutely love it. I will see you guys within the chat tomorrow.